Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. Right, today I'm going to explain to you this topic called market equilibrium and also government intervention. Okay, let's get started. All right, as you can see here, this is our topic today, market equilibrium and government intervention. Right. All right. So this is the learning outcomes. By the end of this chapter, or by the end of this class, students should be able to determine the equilibrium price and quantity. Students should be able to identify the effect of changes in demand and supply to the equilibrium price and quantity. Students should be able to explain the price ceiling, maximum price and price floor, minimum price, indirect tax, as well as the subsidy, and students should be able to understand the concept of price control in Islamic perspective. Right. So what is market equilibrium? Okay, so we go to market first. Market is a place where buyer and seller interact to determine the price and quantity of goods and services exchanged. Then what is market equilibrium? It is a situation when quantity demanded and quantity supplied are equal and there is no tendency for price or quantity to change. Right? So it is also called as a point of stability, which means that once equilibrium is achieved or attained, there will be no tendency for the price either to increase or decrease. And it is actually the price and quantity consumers willing to buy and the price and quantity sellers willing to sell. Here is the analysis of equilibrium price and quantity. As you can see here, this is the price from 1 ringgit to 5 ringgit. We have the quantity demanded here and we have quantity supplied. And this is the market condition. So we see that the equilibrium is attained when quantity demanded equal to quantity supplied. So here is the equilibrium condition where the quantity demanded 6 units equal to the quantity supplied 6 units. So the equilibrium price is 3 ringgit and the equilibrium quantity is 6 units. Now, what happened to the other prices and quantities? Okay, if the price is located below the equilibrium price or above the equilibrium price, this condition is known as disequilibrium. Okay, so when the price is at 1 ringgit, for instance, it is below the equilibrium price. So we can see that the quantity demanded will be greater than the quantity supplied. When the quantity demanded greater than quantity supplied, it will be shortage, excess of demand. And by how much? 10 minus 2, 8 units of shortage. On the other hand, if the price is above the equilibrium price, for instance, 5 ringgit, we can see that the quantity demanded is 2 units, while the quantity supplied is 10 units. So the quantity demanded is less than the quantity supplied, and this condition is known as surplus, and the surplus is 8 units. Right? So here are the condition of the market equilibrium. So this is how we illustrate the market equilibrium. Based on the information just now, we need to draw the demand and supply curve on a graph paper. So we need to choose, or we need to identify the scale of the price in y-axis and the quantity on x-axis. So the scale for price is 1 until 5, and the scale of quantity is 2 units and 2 until 10 units. So we get the information from the table and we draw the demand curve and supply curve together. And here is the intersection that we get. So this is the equilibrium point. So we need to identify the equilibrium price on a graph paper. It is 3 ringgit and the equilibrium quantity is 6 units. Now, if price is below the equilibrium price, there will be shortage just now because the quantity demanded will be greater than quantity supplied. And if the price is above the equilibrium price, there will be surplus because the quantity demanded less than the quantity supplied. Now, if the condition is not in equilibrium, or we see that it is disequilibrium, then what happened to the price and quantity? So when there is shortage or when the price is below the equilibrium price, there will be upward pressure for the price to increase towards the equilibrium price. So when price increases, there will be two situations. The consumer will buy less, so the quantity demanded will reduces and go to the equilibrium quantity, 6 units. While when price increases, the producer will increase their supply. They will supply more. So the quantity supply increases up until 6 units, equilibrium quantity. If the price is above the equilibrium price or when there is surplus, there will be downward pressure for the price to decrease towards the equilibrium price. So what happens? When price reduces, consumer will buy more goods and services, so the quantity demanded increases towards the equilibrium quantity, and supplier or producer will sell less. They will supply less, so the quantity supplied decreases and go back to the equilibrium quantity. So this is known as the market equilibrium analysis, and this is how we explain the market equilibrium analysis. So this is your task, right? So please draw the equilibrium price. Please draw the market equilibrium situation. Identify, draw on a graph paper, identify the equilibrium price and quantity, and answer the following question. We will discuss later the answer for this question. Thank you.